Stevie, first of all, let's look back at Friday night's game against Greenock Morton to begin with. A draw overall, would you say a point was a fair result, or did you feel we could have came out with the 3 points in the end?
I was probably disappointed that we didn't come away with 3, Jordan. We never really created enough chances, clear-cut chances in the 90 minutes. But I thought we were the more likely to score, having watched the game back. Second half, I think, there was a couple of opportunities. Declan's unlucky, he's not caught one right. Defender maybe got a little bit on it. And then there was one, I think, when Dom Thomas, hit one when the keeper was sort of scrambling about, and, they managed to clear it off the line. So the pleasing thing was, I thought we probably limited them to no chances on target. It was a quiet night for away, albeit we did deal with a few decent crosses from a Morton side. But other than not coming away with 3 points, I thought it was a very solid performance and professional performance for the boys.
When you look at the starting 11, Kyle Turner dropping to the bench, Lewis McCann coming in, it shows you the diversity you have in terms of the flexibility in systems, tactics, formations, the squad depth you have. You must be really happy with the options that you have available to you. Yeah,
it was, and Lewis McCann done really well up at Inverness, and we felt it was a game that would suit Lewis. He's physically, a good specimen, and I think what he's done is he's shown a maturity in the last couple of games for us, that he's now, a young man rather than, a man in a young boy in a man's body, so to speak. So, he's done himself no harm. He looked like he enjoyed the 2 games as well. The game plan, obviously, we played slightly narrower. The pitch at Capel being tighter as well, but we still wanted to keep our creative players and Ryan Down, Dom Thomas, playing narrow to try and get him wide. And probably on the night we didn't get enough crosses from either of them, and that's just the way the game went. But they showed that their fighting qualities as well, in difficult conditions. As I say, it just shows the depth to the squad that we've got to try and come up with answers to try and win games of football these days.
As you said, probably keeping a clean sheet at such a tough venue was the most pleasing aspect of all, but also, as you said as well, to kind of go there and create so many chances, albeit we weren't able to take any, must have pleased you as well, that despite not scoring, we were still more than capable of grabbing that goal if fortune went our way on Friday night.
Yeah, I think, and I said after the game, stats don't win you games of football. I think we were 15 efforts at goal, just about double figures, corner kicks. And that's a massive positive for me, because, if you continue to do that, you are going to win games of football. And as I said already, we limited a Morton side that were in form to very few chances. And it's not getting too despondent. Yes, I'm aware that I think we've won 1 game in 6, but we're facing games, fixtures at the moment where we've been at Wraith Rovers, Dundee, Inverness and Morton, down at Morton. So they're difficult places to go. And the exciting thing is we've got a home game against Ayr United at the weekend to look forward to now, where we're back on our own turf, where hopefully we can get back to winning ways.
You must have been happy just to get back out and playing football after a couple of weeks off. Unfortunately, from Ayr's point of view, they had another game called off. How do you feel that could change the game in any way on Saturday, with Ayr maybe coming into it not as match sharp as ourselves?
Yeah, I don't think it'll have that much an impact, because Ayr had played against Queen of the South on the second when we didn't have a game. So, these things you can never read too much into it. Having said that, that was a pleasing sight from ourselves, that we actually finished. I thought we were the strongest team in the second half down at Morton, and it didn't show any signs that our last game had been 17 days previous to the Inverness game. So, as I said, it's what we're facing at the moment, along with the COVID and all the protocols that we're having to face. Equally, the weather's been a little bit disruptive, and other teams are having to face it as well. And it's who adapts best on the day and grabs the game by the scruff of the neck and tries to play in a positive manner that'll go and win the game.
When you look at your side from last weekend, it didn't include the new signing, Kyle McDonald, but of course he comes into your thinking, albeit that I believe there is that kind of option to go back out on loan as well. So tell us a little bit about why you brought him to the club and how you see the next few months going for him.
Yeah, one of the things that excites us about Kyle is his age. Secondly, he's went from Motherwell, where he never got a contract, didn't feel sorry for himself, and he's got over 40 games at Airdrie. So that's a credit to himself. The other thing I'd like to thank Airdrie for the manner that they've dealt with the deal. To get it over the line, probably the suspension to the leagues has helped. And what, part of the deal is that if the League One gets up and running again, Kyle will go back to Airdrie for the remainder of the season, but he is our player. But in between that time, Kyle's, he's got a couple of days training under his belt. He's done his initiation, had to sing in front of the group. He's a no bad singer as well, so if that's anything to judge his football by. And as I say, he's adaptable to a number of positions. He can play centre mid at a push, I think, but we very much see him as competing for a place in the full-back positions. He can play right and left back, which is, again, gives us options. And it's not a slant. If anything, it's great that you've got Josh Edwards at left back. Aaron's just signed a contract as a right back, and we've got young Miller Fenton, who he's only 17 years of age. So if you look at the age of our fullbacks, there's a lot of progression, there's a lot of development in them, and hopefully, it's good signs for the club moving forward in the years ahead.
You have recalled some of the younger players from their own spells, Matty Todd, Paul Allen, Scott Cusick as well. Do you see them being a part of the first team squad now that they've came back? How did they get on their own spells?
Yeah, I think it became a little bit frustrating for Scotty in the end with Scotty Cusick, in the end with his loan deal, because there was a change of management at Brecon. But in regards to bringing all the players back, again, it's sort of down to the suspension in League One and League Two. We've got the boys back in, they're training with us on a daily basis at the moment. And the important thing we'll evaluate, I'll speak to the chairman, I'll speak to the coaching staff on that one. We'll see where we're at in a few weeks' time, and decide on their futures and whether it's right to put some of the boys back out on loan again. And
in terms of the transfer market for the rest of this month, I'm guessing the 3 loan players are staying with us. So would you be looking to add any further depth to your squad?
Yeah, it's something that's great. The chairman's said that it's something that we can do. Just through the honesty and the transparency piece of that, Jordan, is January is a very tough window, and I'm not going to sit here and say that we're close to getting anything over the line, but it's great that we're still managing to look to try and strengthen the squad, and that's the important piece for us. I think over the windows when we've done our business, I think the proof's in the pudding now that we can see that we're developing as a club, and if we are going to add anything, there's no guarantees there, because you've obviously got to be respectful to other clubs. Agents are involved in these things as well. But if we do add between now and the end of the transfer window, then hopefully it'll be boys that come in and make us stronger for the challenges that are going to be ahead of us for the remainder of the season.
And just finally, what's your team news ahead of Saturday? Any injury concerns?
There is a slight one over Fraser Murray. I thought he came on and done very well. He was positive when he came on. He's been limited to his time on the training pitch since the St Johnstone game, where he'd done his hamstring, and it's the other hamstring that he's just felt that he's tweaked a little bit. So we've just had to monitor him in the early parts of this week. Hopefully be in a position that he can train fully on Thursday. But again, if it's at the stage that we can't take any chances, it might just be that we'll have to rest him for another week.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks very much, Jordan. Cheers.